Do you recognize this fighter? His name is Bo Nickal, and he's easily one of the biggest prospects of the year.
There really hasn't been that many people that have done what I've done.
He also happens to be one of the fastest fighters to ever receive a contract.
I started training in August of 2021, MMA.
This video is all about his speed run to the contract.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
Despite only training MMA for 2 years, Bo Nickal has been competing in martial arts his entire life. He started off when he was just 6 years old and picked up wrestling. Bo had a successful career winning gold medals in various competitions and competing all the way up to an NCAA level. But despite already being a well-accomplished wrestler, Bo wanted more. He eventually made his transition into training MMA.
What happened was, I started training. 4 weeks later, I was like, yo, like, let's get a fight. So I took an amateur fight, and just some poor dude, like, didn't know what he was doing. He was 0-0 or 1-0 amateur. I was 0-0, and he took the fight. I choked the guy out, and I was like, let's go again. I had trained another 7 months, and I was like, let's do it, pro debut. And that was in June of 2022. And so I'm coming out against another poor guy who thought like he was gonna knock me out or something. And knock him out in 30 seconds on UFC Fight Pass. And it did like the most views in UFC Fight Pass history. And so after this happened, the next morning, UFC, Bellator, ONE FC, PFL, boom, 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 call it. Let's do it. And I'm like, what the freak? Like, I'm 1-0 pro. I haven't even trained I've been training 8 months or whatever, 9 months. So, discuss with the UFC, and they're like, hey, well, we can throw you on Contenders. And I'm like, let's do it. And it was a couple months later. I fight my first fight, choke the guy out in a minute. Dana's like, let's do another fight. I'm like, perfect, let's do it. Like, that's great. So then I fight at the last week of Contender Series, and
so I literally write notes. To remind me, my only note on my paper is, God damn. Welcome to the UFC, brother.
Bo Nickal, welcome to the UFC.